That's bizarre. Man, this thing is running good. You got it flowing good. Oh, today? That's why it's running so good. That was a, this was a really nice tree, and it just
disappeared.
Yeah, it's, I don't know what got to it or something. I was curious, but it definitely didn't survive, because I'm like, if I go to try to take it out, it should just, oh, you know what? I could, oh, look at all that good soil. See, this pond spills and it runs down into that pond. I'm gonna do a couple more trees around there, but I'm thinking I might plant this one right. I can plant like 2 more on each side where this spills through. All right, y'all, welcome back to the channel. We're in the back food forest in our food 401k, and we are adding to our infrastructure. And what I have is a mulberry tree that we propagated in our bootstrap farmer greenhouse, right? And I'm gonna talk to you a little bit about planting this and show you what I've learned over the past 6 or 7 years now that I've been planting. And a lot of this information is from Howard Garrett, the dirt doctor. And I like Howard Garrett because he's a Texan and he lives down here. But you know, so a lot of his information fits our zone. And we are 8A, we're zone 8A. So when I plant this thing, right, I take it out of the pot. So we propagated this from a cutting, y'all. I'm gonna take that out of the pot. Then I'm gonna massage it. And I was gonna plant this the other day. Look at these roots, y'all. Look at these roots. Look at that. That was in a pot, y'all. And so this one was previously in the ground. And you're like, oh, you're traumatizing that poor tree. This thing, you can't even hurt this thing. This thing's a beast. I'm just tickling the roots here. We have lots of clay, so there's some native soil in here and clay and whatnot.
So it's already adjusted for what it's going to be in too.
Yeah. But if you notice my hole, I dig a deep hole that's the size of the 5-gallon pot that I'm taking out of, but I only take half of the soil out of the hole. All right? You take half the soil out of the hole. What this does is this will help your tree to sit high. You want your tree high in the hole, which is why I prefer to let the trees grow in these 5-gallon buckets so they have an ample enough root structure so that you can actually plant them high. I was in a hurry before, and I like to plant them super young, and then they would kind of sink because they didn't have a good. The second thing I do, I repurpose this gopher basket, is I plant these in gopher baskets to keep the gophers off of the roots. And we talked about Western Solutions as a gopher basket option. In our back food forest, we're sequestering.
Is that a bone?
Yeah, that's a bone. I always throw them in the pots too, y'all. That's from one of the cows we butchered. And that's the way you're getting all the good nutrients. And there's another bone. And that's why this thing grows beast mode, y'all. You got to use what you got. Situated. Then we're going to slide the old gopher pot on here. And the voles and the gophers, you know, sometimes at night they'll sneak out above the soil line, right? So you always want your gopher pot to kind of stick up a little bit. Now look, see how nice and high and perfect that is in the hole? So this is in, I'm strategically planning this. This is in a spillway to our gray water recovery. And we have 2 like little recovery ponds back here. And one fills up and leaks its way back to the other. So in theory, this tree should get passively watered all season. I shouldn't have to mess with it.
Most people would think if they see roots like that sticking up, they would have to cover them.
No, and this is called the root flare, y'all. And if you want a healthy tree, you want your root flare exposed. So you want these top, because this is how the oxygen, part of the oxygen exchange, and part of the way a tree transfers oxygen is through that root flare at the base. So as long as, and there's going to be an enormous amount of roots going straight down. So you want that flare there for a healthy tree. This is a value for value proposition. So if you enjoy and like our information and you want to support the channel, YouTube kind of doesn't like us and hates us and despises us, and the feeling is mutual. So go on over to TheTexasBoys.com and check out our awesome organic products shipped directly to your door. If you're not looking for any products and you just want to buy us a coffee, support the channel that way, we would greatly appreciate it. So as you can see, I mean, it's very quick and easy and simple to plant. This soil is going to stay damper than most, hopefully, as this spillway continues to function. If I don't screw it up like I did last year, because last year I was trying to redesign it and I kind of ended up killing a lot of stuff. So using our gray water as a passive system, I'm going to plant some trees in here on each side of this spillway. I'm going to plant some more trees around this, where this water reclamates. And as you can see, this has already been effectively, this trench has already been effectively watering all this stuff. So we're really excited. So I just top dress it before I water it. I top dress it with some IV Organics. I'll probably even take a little bit more of this soil. Oh, this is mostly, what's left in here is just mixed tree mulch. So by heavy mulching this tree, even though it's passively watered, it's gonna be 50% more efficient at retaining the water. So it'll keep these roots in this tree happy. And this is all part of our fodder system. We're focusing some on mulberries. The figs we focus for us. The mulberries we're focusing on our critters as a fodder system. And we're continuing to experiment with different mulberries. The world's best mulberry is a dwarf moor shrub. So this mulberry tree is not going to, it's an everbearing. So it's going to bear 2 or 3 times a year depending on how you prune it. And it's going to be much more like a really large bush than a tree. So it's not going to grow in a tree and get too big and tall to prune. Very aggressive grower, so it should be a great fodder tree. So we're going to find out. We're experimenting. So hopefully this gave you some ideas on some different things. Gave you some pointers and tips about planting a tree, how to do it. Always finish mulch it with mixed tree trimmings, hard and soft woods to conserve your water and to feed the tree. And always hit it with some IV Organic all-purpose. That'll make this thing explode. So we'll give you an update. The other thing I'm very curious is I want to see how the coonies treat this tree. This tree is super vigorous, so if they browsed all this down, I don't think that they could hurt or kill the tree, but I'm going to see what happens. Because when the latex is running, y'all, when the latex is running, nothing should be really eating this tree actively. And by the time that starts to slow down, I don't know, we're going to find out. That's what we do here. We try, fail, and adjust. So this could be a catastrophic failure, but we will let you know because we keep it real. This isn't created, and we're not going to use any kind of filters or anything on this. No Instagram filters here, y'all. All right. But we love and appreciate y'all. We love and appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Make sure that you hit us up over at Rumble and you're on our Rumble channel just in case we get e-vaporized. All right, y'all. You have a blessed day. See you on the next video.